All right, and we are live. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, idealists of all sizes, cultures, and ethnic backgrounds, welcome to another episode of Binge or Cringe. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know why I'm echoing like that. Don't like it. All right, there we go. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. For today's episode of Binge or Cringe, we're going to get into something that's an anime pastime for most, okay? You know what? Let me go ahead and make this screen bigger. Yeah. For most people that comes from my generation, younger, maybe even slightly younger generations, and it's been an anime or even older, slightly older generations. It's been an anime that's been a constant in a lot of people in a lot of their lives. If you're an anime lover. It's one of the original big three that came down from the grandfather of, well, not the grandfather, but one of the big animes, which was Dragon Ball, Naruto. And literally, we're going to cut this up. This is going to be a 3 to 4 parter. I'm not really exactly sure if it's going to be a 4th parter, but we're going to try to probably condense it to 3 as much as possible. And as always, I have my esteemed colleagues in table. First, we have the boy and my homie, Argent.
Good evening, everyone.
Followed by the man himself, the player of retro games, Jiraiya.
What up, fellow nerds?
And you trust believe he lives among us. He plays among us very well. It killed me a couple times. Okay.
That's awfully sus of you to say that.
That's awfully sus of me to say that. All right. Then we have the worm god, Latex.
What that butt do?
Come on, bro. Can we get like 2 minutes into the show before we start talking about butts, man?
No, that's his tagline.
No, it is his tagline. I let it go at this point. He says it every time. And then we have the legendary Risky Sama.
Hello.
Followed by none other than the grandfather of anime, Cobalt 70.
What up?
And then we have a newcomer today. You may have seen him or heard us mention him when he made comments in the stream. And we comment and talk about what he's made comments on, especially last episode when we did Gurren Lagann. The boy, the one and only, Null.
Hello there.
Welcome, Null.
Nullified Saint. Gotta use the whole.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm just used to shortening it. But Nullified Saint, good friend of ours, played many video games with him, and he's finally decided to join us for this one. And maybe, future ones at that. So, everybody, glad I could have you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, man. This is always a great time.
Yeah, man. And as you can see, we got a full rundown today. We've got a lot of us today. Only one we're missing is the king himself, Cryptic, but he sends his love and wishes. So,
The number in here is a perfect representation of the scope this anime has gone. So many people. Many people watched it and been influenced by it over the years.
Yeah, like seriously, everyone in this party right now, or at this table, virtual table, come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different areas, different places in the country. None of us are all from the same place. Or like, if we are from the same places, like we're definitely like no more than 2 or 3. So, this is definitely a broad range of minds and ideals when it comes to this anime. But let's get down to it. Let's talk Naruto, boys. Let's talk.
I got the opening question. Let me know when y'all are ready.
You got the opening question? You know what? I'm going to let my boy handle it. What is the opening statement? What's on the table?
Gentlemen and listeners playing at home, make sure we need to see you in those comments. We need to know, like, comment, subscribe, the whole dance.
Exactly.
Can we yet say that Naruto has had a comparable social impact as Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I'm okay, and all right. Let me go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
51. I mean,
This is why I say absolutely. Absolutely, for the simple fact that one, it was one of the big three. The big three, if you don't know what the big three was, it consisted of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Which One Piece is still going.
But Tone,
yeah.
but Tone, hold on.
One Piece with Dragon Ball Z.
Huh?
See, that's what I was. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, One Piece was with Dragon. No, I'm not considering that because it's Dragon Ball Z and not Dragon Ball, and that's where it started.
I think when it comes to concepts of big three, it is definitely time sensitive. Like for us, 100%. It's going to be like, our big three was definitely Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece because like that's what we had in that golden age range of like 8 to like 14, where you just love something, you love it so much and you just never let it go. But we got people like Cobalt, like back in the 20s, animes was very different back then. So they had a different,
Sorry,
they had a different big three.
Definitely old timer. Definitely for the old timer.
Oh my god.
That was the most nonchalant burn I think I've ever experienced, and I want you to say I am so proud to be a witness to that.
We're actually
Like,
here just to roast each
you
other.
topped years of my practice.
No, we
In a moment.
No, you should know from watching by now. We roast each other nonchalantly all the time in this stream. Especially Cobalt back from when he had to go back to Tower Records and Blockbuster get his fix.
Are you dead serious, dude? I used to have to go to a video store to get that shit.
Remember FYE? We had FYE.
Oh my goodness! No, we put FYE out of business.
Dude, I love the FYE. Anyway, my point being, I think different time frames contain different quote unquote big threes. Because there's a point after us, I believe, where the kids, what was it, like Attack on Titan was like somebody, because we're talking about introductions to anime, right? And introductions and like things that hold the biggest cultural significance. So for some folks, maybe even some folks in our age bracket, maybe not, like their big three isn't shonen at all.
No, it
like
isn't.
People who were
it isn't.
really big about the Inuyashas, really big about the Chobits, really big in the Fruits Basket, right? Because Fruits Basket. Sorry,
would probably have been like Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, and
but I will be those. Yeah, you definitely got to think about it. But here's me. But I say those are the big three. Big three, as in they had a long standing run and they held that long standing run for a good time. But the reason why I don't put certain things like Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball in the big three, or because I feel like they held their own without having to be a part of a big three. You know what I mean? They weren't tied into a 3-tier running and constantly changing spots, in my personal opinion. I felt like they always remained at the top during their time periods.
It's a thing about popularity or cultural significance.
I think it's a little of both. I think it's a little both. More so popularity, but a little of both.
Well, that's tricky because
Naruto ran from 2002 to 2007. It had a lot of episodes, so it spanned quite longer than most of its contemporaries.
Yeah. Wait, what was you about to say, Jiraiya? You said it's tricky because of what?
I was gonna say it's tricky because with shonen, like, I don't know, like those particular series, like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, it's a lot of it is a part of. It's like the runtime, but that runtime also stems from the fact that they were so popular. That was the reason why they were animated for so long.
Right.
Because with shonen, they're very particular on what series they animate. They have to be very popular in order for them to keep them going, especially for a long period of time like that.
That is true. That, you know what? He's 100% right about that. Definitely.
But I definitely see that there has to be a cultural thing to it too. Like everyone, like I won't say everyone, but a vast majority of people know those franchises like deep and dear, like. Yeah.
And then I guess all right, if anybody disagrees or agrees with me, just let me know. I feel that during each time period, and then not only did culture advance or change with the anime, it it was the anime industry itself which came from the culture. Like you saw at one point, anime became more ecchi than action, and then it became more harem based, and then it became more. Then it went back to like being a little more gruesome or a little more action packed. Like it goes. I feel like it goes in waves, and it keeps constantly changing and going from one.
It became very vibrant, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's another thing.
When you look at all those old shows, I mean, it's so not that they were using like dull colors or anything like that, but it wasn't like thrown at your face.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, it's like everything's pink and frilly.
Yeah,
I blame James.
They're able to amp it up and
but
everything.
But we talked about that too. Like, and then Kobo, I feel like he's seen more of the changes than any of us. But we definitely talked about that, like how. All right, when we talked about Gurren Lagann last time, and Pearl Mare came from the same studio as Gurren Lagann. How Gurren Lagann was grungy and had that rougher aspect, where Pearl Mare was more bright and shiny. You know what I mean?
It stems out, you know, in the late 90s, most anime had a very dark tone to it. Gurren Lagann, Neon Genesis, those animes, they all had a very dark tone to them, you know? And as things went on, the color theories have changed over the years. And you're right, now you see a lot more vibrant colors, a lot more stark contrast. You know, it's not as gritty or as dark as those animes once were.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, based off... All right, so going back to Argent's question, I feel that we all can agree, yes, it holds the same standing as Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. And, like, maybe not exactly the same standing, but I feel like it hit just as good in certain aspects to us. If I'm wrong, correct me. Do we all agree on that?
Well, I think things like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z surpassed Sailor Moon years ago. Sailor Moon was great, but it's no Dragon Ball Z.
No, I will say that.
I think it's really hard to compare. Compare shows like that, like, because they're both animes. That's a fact, but they're so vastly different. You know.
Well,
like,
the thing with those,
there might be aspects of it that you could like more, but like I don't know, it's really hard to basically put a number on it.
Yeah, I guess I'm not trying to put a number on it, but just like show what, like for some people, Sailor Moon was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, for me, the anime that was it was Fooly Cooly. That was my niche.
But love
it
exactly.
I rewatched it a million times.
I just watched all of Fooly Cooly.
It only takes like an hour and a half.
I watched whatchamacallit, Progressive and Alternative.
See, I haven't watched Progressive because I've heard mixed things, and I want the view that I have of it. Is it worth looking into?
I'm a horrible critic, so I thought it was interesting because FLCL came out at the turn of the century. To piggyback off of what Cobalt was saying, in the year 2000, it was really wild because like nothing with that much like odd sexual tension, and like it's a really weird and sad story, dude. It's a really weird and sad story.
That was unique too. You know, they really pioneered a lot of different methods for animating, camera angles, colors, animation style. It was awesome. Fooly Cooly was a benchmark for sure.
It was like nothing like it at the time. So now here we are, like 17 years later, where people have more access to anime and more things are out there. So like, how do you follow that up? You know, and I think it did a pretty good job on multiple points about being a good successor. But we can go into the Binge or Cringe FLCL. This is the Naruto.
Well, so no, I'm glad we did touch on a lot of things because I feel like now we understand where we're headed with Naruto. We know how it I feel like we covered how it impacted all of us, how big it was, how it still continues to impact certain people, and people who haven't seen it go back and watch it, or people who have seen it go back and watch it over and over again. You know what I mean? It is one of those ones you can go back no matter how long it is, or you at least know where to skip the fillers, and you're like, I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're at least if you watch the series, you're at least gonna go back every now and then to watch a specific fight. Even if you don't like rewatching the entire series, there's certain fights and certain parts of the anime that you will want to go back and watch.
All right, which brings us to my question, my first question. So let's go ahead and get to it. Best fight, your favorite fight. Let's make this quick and go around the table. Starting with Argent.
Okay. And it's just Naruto, right?
Just regular Naruto. We're not going into the no.
Can I get a top 3 or I gotta pick one?
All right. Top 3, but it gotta be quick.
Gotta be quick. All right. Number 1, Battle at the Valley of the End. That was my first exposure to like animation where they didn't care about the presentation, but it was more about the motion.
Yeah.
It was just like crazy climax. Neji versus Kidomaru. Dog, Neji was my boy. Okay, Neji was my boy. And then I think, and correct me if I'm out of line speaking for everybody. Gaara versus Rock Lee goes down in anime history.
No, whoa! I'm gonna stop you right there. Yes, you could put that in your top 3, but I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't put that in any number of category because that's like it. You like that fight. That fight, I
could talk about it forever. I'm a pass because I could talk forever.
All right, Jiraiya, you're up.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I would honestly, and it's probably gonna throw a lot of people off, but one that really kind of stuck to my mind or in memory, or that I think about a lot, is the Naruto versus Gaara.
Naruto versus Gaara. That was a good fight.
It stuck with me pretty much throughout all of Naruto Shippuden, and in Boruto even.
It was a great fight. It's a good choice.
All right. Cobalt?
All right. Well, I mean, obviously, I already stated that the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight is top tier. Tier for sure.
It's history.
Another one, though, would be Neji and Boruto. Or Naruto. I said Boruto. Oh, my God.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Which one?
More so because it was going into the fight, you thought it was just going to be one of those quick, really uneventful type of fights. But instead, they gave us a fantastic battle between two friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that for sure. And I could go on. I could pick like 3 others, 4 others, but I won't. I'll let someone else go.
All right. Mr. Worm.
It's gonna have to be when Rock Lee took off the leggings, bro.
That's it. I feel like that's everybody though.
Okay, look, for this sole reason, you get to find out why he can compete with these people that are clearly surpassing him in every way, shape, and form. But at that moment, before he even does anything, just from him dropping the weights, you know it's about to go down. You know something is about to pop off, and it just hyped you up, just like through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
don't know. Just before you even got to see him do anything, it had me hooked. And
yeah, it was just goosebumps the moment he took them off.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, no.
This is through is it all through 9 seasons of Naruto or just the first?
No, it's just Naruto, not Shippuden, not anything after, just Naruto.
Okay. Just because of the meaning of it, and I know it's an early fight, but it's just the motivation that he gets that spurs you on is literally the first couple episodes when he fights Zabuza.
That's a good one.
That's real.
That's a good one.
He notices where he couldn't live up to his promise, and the fact he starts getting his ass beat, him and Sasuke and everybody, and he sees his headband under that dude's foot, and he's just like, I'm not about to break my. He's like, I gotta step up, and this dude steps up, and Sasuke's right there with him.
Yeah,
there was deep meaning to that whole
It's not my
part.
best favorite fight, but it's the most
powerful.
Meaningful. It's powerful. I actually enjoyed that one.
All right.
Fantastic.
Definitely good choice. Risky?
My favorite probably has to be the Naruto Sasuke fight when they're fighting on top of the building.
Oh,
with the water container.
Yeah, the water, and Sasuke's like, "Oh, I beat that bitch's ass." Then he turns around and Naruto put a fucking boulder-sized hole in the side of the damn water jug. Dude, Sasuke knew I was dead if that hit me.
yeah. So
had to acknowledge Naruto for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like in that fight, I felt like Naruto definitely would have got hit by the Chidori, but not long enough because he would have hit him with the Rasengan and sent him flying. Like
it was like from that moment on, it seemed like he resented him from that moment on, just to try and get stronger than him. It was just like, yeah, I didn't like that. I'm gonna be able to top that one day. Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, that's just it. That fight was far more impactful than people realize because at that point. Up until that point, Sasuke had always viewed himself as a tier above everybody else. It was at that point that he realized that Naruto was just as strong and driven as he was. And
and for him to be low tier, basically.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he was Naruto didn't have a name or anything.
So
he comes up out of nowhere, just super strong.
I definitely have one more that I want to say that was definitely like top 2.
Give it to us.
The Rock Lee versus Kimimaro. The
Kimimaro.
Thank you.
Dude, that fight was amazing. I can never get that fight out of my head. I still go back and rewatch that one.
You just gotta.
All right, for me, I'm going to choose 2. We already established Gaara and Rock Lee. I can't bring that one down, but I'm not going to pick that one as my 2. Out of my 2, Neji versus Naruto.
That's good. Yeah.
That was my pick as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Neji versus Naruto. That fight was epic, and it had a lot of meaning, like Kobo said. And it was good. And then it just shows how much Naruto has improved at that point. And then I'm gonna have to choose the fight right after Tamari and Shikamaru.
Yeah, man.
Shikamaru was out there. He was like, I don't feel like doing this, but he beat.
That's the dude with the shadows, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that whenever he was in the woods?
No, not that
that's
one.
Good too,
that one good too. That one's good too.
That's the one that I was torn between, but like the Gaara and Rock Lee one for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, the whole Sasuke rescue arc. I don't think there's really a bad fight in there.
No, it's not.
Like,
it really ain't.
What about?
Well, it was like.
Yo, Choji's fight was awesome.
It seemed like that whole arc was showing that they were all getting stronger than what they thought they were in like every fight that you saw.
Well,
and like I like that.
It's the fact that they were at the level, but they had to fight all out. They had to use their trump cards.
Yeah, they had to learn how to really, embody the fight.
At that point,
because like before they just had the knowledge, but you could know it all, but without living through it, it's a whole different story.
I'm gonna be real with you. That whole Rescue Sasuke arc, I felt like that's when they really became real ninjas. Not to say that they weren't before, but they had never been like they had no Jonin. They had Shikamaru as the only Chunin. Like it was just them, and they all had these one-on-one crazy fights.
You saw how quick he stepped up, knowing that once he saw that everybody did need him and that he could do something.
Yeah,
he just his power grew tenfold just from the confidence that he got from that.
Oh yeah, situation. No, for sure. But I'm just saying, I feel like those fights, that whole arc, pushed them all to become better. Like we already agreed, like everybody's already said, to become better than what they were. And that was the first time they was actually in like fights that really pushed them to the death. Potential. Yeah, I feel like that was the first time they was actually in fights that really pushed them to the limits where they was about to die.
Yeah, well, it was basically the first time they really had legitimate life or death situations where it was only them that could save them. Mm-hmm. If you don't do something, you're dead. There wasn't anybody coming in to save them.
Right.
Well, when Orochimaru snuck into the Chunin exams, like there was some life and death earlier on, but only for Team 7.
Yeah,
It wasn't. I didn't
That's
really
what I'm
feel
saying.
like
Like,
it was
there
real
was
life and
nobody-
death. Only because
But even then,
Orochimaru was testing him. He wasn't really trying to kill him. He wanted Sasuke's body. He wasn't going to kill nobody, and he wanted to sabotage the Akatsuki with Naruto. So
True.
yeah, but like you said, you know, they didn't have it. They didn't have anybody with them that was ranked enough to really even be doing those fights, and for them to pull out on top,
yeah.
showed their growth. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Everybody's cool with their answers.
Oh yeah.
All right, great.
Yep.
Same order as we went in before. Favorite ninja in Naruto series. Favorite ninja.
Favorite
Ninja, and I say in your favorite ninja based on how dope they were, their combat style, how badass they were, all of that roll into one. Your favorite ninja.
I'm floored that this is a question, and if it's not Kakashi Hatake across the board, I'm calling sus on all of y'all.
No, I ain't say no. I ain't giving you that one. Kakashi's dope, but I'm not giving you that one. I love Kakashi, but no, you wildin'.
But that's my take. That's my take. Go ahead.
No, that's his, Jiraiya.
You're gonna have to give me a second. Pass on me real quick. Give me a second to really think about this.
Old timer, you're up.
Oh God! Did you see this is the tough one? I'm gonna go with
This
Gaara.
is really the tough
He
one.
said Garth. I respect that answer.
Gaara, with little to no training for the most part, was that fucking strong.
Magical Tanuki, like no man.
Yeah, just has the embodiment of a god inside of him. Just whatever. No reason why he's that strong.
Like an impregnable defense that he doesn't even have to try to use. It just automatically triggers. That's pretty badass. Kakashi,
He had aimbot, bro. Okay, he was cheating.
Shut up, Dinky.
Actually, aimbot.
All right, Dinky. What about you?
Mine would have to be Rock Lee, just because it showed that a basic person could stand up against the greats.
Effort.
Like just blind discipline is what I saw in him, and just years and years of effort. Just finally,
I'd like to answer.
Oh, Jiraiya, you ready?
What?
I'm
So,
changing my answer.
I'll let you change your answer first, but I do have a question.
Itachi. It's always going to be Itachi. All right.
That's real. That's real.
Is this just based on, like, not in general, like, favorite? It's just in the original Naruto series, right?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Before we could see everything that they could do. Because, in Naruto, it was most focused on the kids.
Yeah. Oh, man. To me though, it's really kind of a tie between Rock Lee and probably Naruto, to be honest.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my goodness! I hear so much judgment in that. Wow. All right, I respect that. All right.
Would you like to specify why?
Well, so to me, anyways, in Naruto, you compared to like Shippuden and after that, like you didn't get as much development character-wise as you did with Naruto. And another reason, like he's kind of tied with Rock Lee, is like what you were even saying is, him compared to all the other ninjas, like he had it pretty tough without the jutsus and stuff. Like he developed a lot.
Logically, he should not be able to stand up against them.
Yeah.
So really, it's those two things that kind of makes it hard for me to pick between the two, because you don't really see much of the stuff that they do until Shippuden. Like you see a lot more like background, you see a lot more development.
Yeah, you see so much growth in Rock Lee too. I think that's why he's one of my favorite characters.
It's a good choice. I like that.
Solid choice.
All right. Risky? Oh wait, no. Am I skipping? No. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. No, you're next. I'm sorry.
That's good. I would have to say the meaning of it. It would be he didn't get much showtime in the actual Naruto series, but he'd be the third Hokage.
Wow, that's an interesting pick.
I'm glad you, Saratobi. Yeah, I'm glad you picked him.
That's a good choice.
These people that these kids that you can be you can be who you dream to be.
Who is that again?
The third Hokage.
Yeah.
The third Hokage, the old dude.
Okay. Okay.
Fought Orochimaru. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I got you.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, that fight was dope, bro. Orochimaru was pissed at the end of that fight. Orochimaru, he was like, "Give me my arms, you wretched old man." He was pissed.
One thing I liked about him too was like just the fact that it kind of showed you what the Hokages could really do, because up until then you didn't really see that. Like,
yeah, have you ever been dead arms so hard that your arms literally died?
I mean, it's up to the fact that even now, even past when Tsunade was there, she saw how much that these kids dreamed because of the third Hokage. She saw how much hope they had and what they needed to be,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why he's my, I choose him to be the favorite as at the moment.
All right, that's a good choice. No, I respect that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Risky.
Dude, come on. The fucking show's named after him. Fucking Naruto, guys. I just love Naruto, dude. No one gave a fuck about him. Then all of a sudden now look at him, dude. He's growing so much.
Yeah, I like to view him as like he came up from the slums. He's the slumdog millionaire.
Yeah, he really is.
Mm-hmm. All right. Guess it's me. For me, it's a toss-up between two. Jiraiya and Neji.
I was going to use Neji. Gosh.
Jiraiya is such a solid pick, yo.
Jiraiya and Neji. First of all, Jiraiya is one of the Legend 3 Sannin. He's up there with Orochimaru and Lady Tsunade. And to be real, because he's one to not like go full force all the time, he definitely you definitely just get that vibe that he's stronger than the both of them if he went all out. Especially
you
like,
think so?
I definitely think so, because think about it. Don't get me wrong. Lady Tsunade, she's strong. So is Orochimaru. And Orochimaru got a lot of jutsus. But Orochimaru and Jiraiya have always been on par with each other. But that's because I feel like it was the same relationship with Sasuke and Naruto, where Jiraiya would never kill Orochimaru. He just wanted to beat him. But if he had the intent to kill, he could kill the both of them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You gotta
I
think
don't know about that one, bro.
He had access to Sage Jutsu. Orochimaru
was rejected from getting Sage Jutsu. He was rejected.
Yeah, couldn't get to that point. So Jiraiya actually had the hand up, but Orochimaru did no more jutsu. So you can kind of say it was a back and.
Yeah, but
Orochimaru had science on his side, essentially.
Orochimaru had more jutsu on his side, but not as much chakra. So think about it. Who has the bigger stamina? Who could go longer? Especially if like Jiraiya did use his Sage Jutsu and then he had the toes on him, he had infinite energy.
I don't know, but Orochimaru had so many forbidden jutsus, man. So
that's true.
Who says he didn't have something to replenish his chakra immediately?
That's true.
So he's got so much up his sleeve, his dead sleeves.
I agree with that, but see, a lot of that
his dead sleeves.
A lot of that stuff they don't reveal until Shippuden. So I feel like it's
that's fair.
Yeah, so we're crossing the boundary just a little bit, but like I still think that's a solid choice.
Because I thought about picking Jiraiya, and then I was like, the thing is with that is you didn't see what you saw in Shippuden that you did in Naruto with him. That's why I didn't pick him. I thought about it, but that's why I didn't.
But here's the thing: even Itachi was wary of him, and Kisame.
Yeah.
And Orochimaru feared Itachi. So I'm just putting that out there. And that's from the original Naruto.
Yeah.
And then the reason why I say he could kill Tsunade, because he actually said, "I will kill you." Like if you betrayed because she thought about betraying the Leaf Village, she said, "I will kill you." He said it straight to her face, "I will kill you." Like I'm just saying. I've never seen Jiraiya that serious. Like, and then Neji, because Neji was a savage throughout the whole thing, bro. Don't get me wrong. He eventually calmed down a little bit, but he was still a savage even after that. Like, he literally tried to kill his cousin.
Yo, when I was younger, because I love Neji a whole bunch. And when I was younger, I was like, oh, what an asshole. This guy is like trying to kill Hinata. And I love her so much. She's quiet and not, why are you trying to kill Hinata? But when you think about it, Neji literally was calling out how problematic his family dynamics was. And he spoke out about it.
Yeah,
now, you should not try to kill your cousin because of it. That's not cool.
Yeah.
But it's standing up against it when his dad specifically said that's what made that fight with Naruto so great in the Chunin exams, because we got that backstory of we don't live anywhere near in a perfect ninja world,
Not at all.
And it's like, this kid's an asshole, but he's kind of justified. Not really. And you saw him get knocked down a peg. Like, Naruto hit him with that mean uppercut. He hit him so hard, he made this man reconsider his whole character. He hit him so hard.
Man, I swear I heard his jaw shatter when he did that. I swear.
But you really do see you see him change, and I think that's beautiful. And he reconciles with Hinata, and Hinata does say our family is kind of fucked up. So
yeah,
and it's pretty great. I enjoyed that. So Neji's great for a lot of reasons, and the first one out of that group to be a Jonin. Hello, my boy, out here. Okay.
Yeah. Now that's one fight I never got to see that I always wanted to see, because Neji did want to fight him. Sasuke versus Neji.
That would be a weird fight.
It's one I wanted to see though.
Like when they're older or when they were kids?
When they were kids.
I don't know about that one, man. That's interesting because it's the fight of the eyes, right?
Exactly.
I think Neji would have that. I really think Neji would have more experience than Sasuke. Sasuke would let it get to his head too quickly, and Neji would just be like,
Neji would just be like, no, Sasuke would use Sasuke would use Chidori, and Neji would just be like rotation.
I mean, and Sasuke has to know that the Sharingan is a derivative of the Byakugan, which is a little. That's unnerving. If I had a Sharingan and somebody walking around with Byakugan, I'm like, what the fuck you looking over here for, man? Keep walking. I see you looking what you're looking at.
Like, real talk, if Neji got a hold of him and blocked all his chakra points, Sasuke couldn't have done anything. The only reason Naruto could is because he had the Nine Tails. And we all know that. Sasuke would have really been done. Like, all right, well, here's my next question. Based off that, what fight would you have liked to see happen?
What fight would I have liked to see? Oh man, that's really interesting. I think I would have liked to see Kabuto actually do something, not besides haha, I'm here and Tsunade is afraid of blood even though she's a medical ninja. Haha, trauma. And it's So we know what Kabuto goes on to be, which is fascinating, a fascinating pick.
Yeah, but you wanted to see what he was capable of during that time period.
Right then and there.
Mm-hmm. He was actually pretty good fighting Tsunade. Like, he was fighting on par with one of the three Sani, not a little bit. It was a little nerve wracking.
He was drunk.
Huh?
All right, what did I miss?
No, so Tsunade wasn't drunk.
I bet you she was.
Whatever.
I bet she was.
All right, Jiraiya, what fight would you have liked to see happen?
I don't have really a particular reason for it, but I would have liked to have seen Naruto fight Shikamaru.
Okay.
Just because they're so close now, like in Boruto, it would have been interesting to see them fight as kids.
Interesting.
All right.
I like that one. I'd be honest with you, that would have been an interesting one. Cobalt?
But no. What's the question? Which fight would I have liked to have seen?
Yeah, one that obviously didn't happen, but one you would have liked to have happened.
Kakashi versus Jiraiya.
Really?
Ooh.
Really? That never crossed my mind. Really? Okay.
Well, look at how they are. Okay, Kakashi ends up becoming the Hokage. He's so badass throughout the entire series. There's no question of his capability. And then Jiraiya. He's a legend of the stand. The guy stands at the peak of the world. That's the type of fight I see, because dude.
And plus, like, technically, because Jiraiya is training Minato trained Kakashi, so, like, Jiraiya is like, and then Kakashi goes off and does something. I don't know. It would have been that would have been a really cool fight.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. All right, Latex.
I was gonna say the same as Cobalt.
Oh, really?
Nice.
What's your reasoning?
Nice.
What's your reasoning for it?
Just two powerhouses.
Okay, I respect that.
And basically like a fight that I think if they ever did do it, it would just be for
right,
almost like a show of strength, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
I could almost picture why they would fight. It'd be probably over one of like the novels. Like since talking about which novel is your favorite.
That would be amazing.
All right, no, you got to pick.
Oh man, they show a glimpse of this, but what we were talking about earlier is just I wouldn't have mind seeing Orochimaru and Jiraiya. Just one good fight.
Yeah, we never actually seen them really throw down.
You seen a glimpse where they talked about how Jiraiya tried to, bring back Orochimaru, but you never got to see. There's more fights I wanted to see, but that one I wanted.
Yeah, we never actually seen them to really go at it. That's for sure. All right, I like that one. Risky?
Oh, dude. So pretty much Itachi versus any of the Sun.
Any of them.
Any of them.
All of them.
Because they talk about it so much that Itachi is either as strong or even stronger than the Sanin. So to see them actually go toe-to-toe would have been amazing.
The first 2 weeks that I watched that show, back when it first came out and they first brought him up, both me and my best friend predicted that he was actually a good guy, not a bad guy.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was really somber to be a bad guy.
Like, when it finally happened and everyone found out, my buddy called me out freaking out about it.
Dude, we were right.
Yeah.
The voice. What? Is that the truth?
Wow.
2002. We didn't get to find out it was true until 2008, 2009,
Yeah.
Calling each other on your flip phone back then.
All right.
I have to not be with my minutes free.
Come on, we're playing line.
Dang.
Don't and treat me like that.
I didn't say rotary.
All right. So I already technically said Sasuke versus Neji, but I do have one other, which
What you got?
they were friends. They were friends. They sparred, but never really fought. And there was even times that people said he was better than Itachi. Shusui versus Itachi.
I was just thinking about that, actually.
Shusui.
Oh, okay.
That was a fight, because not many people really know about Shusui. They know about him, but you know what I mean? No one really got to see what he was truly, truly capable of. And it was even and apparently there are stories, or even in the anime, I think Itachi refers to it himself at one point. He barely beat Shusui half the time.
That would have been cool. Can I change my answer?
You want to change it to that?
No, I want to change my answer because I want to see Tintin do anything. Anything at all.
That hurts.
I think one thing, as I got older and I had to admit to myself, Kishimoto's writing of all his lady characters is super sus. He just doesn't know how to write ladies at all.
It's to back that up too. What's interesting is one of the aspects of ninjas is their tools, and she's that's her whole thing is tools. I feel like they could have done so much with that.
Yep,
He is a tool. That's the problem.
No.
That's how he wrote her. I gotta agree with that, though. Yeah, he was very weak on the writing for women. I hope for Sakura, but we never really got it.
All right. So my next question is, favorite arc.
I was going to ask that one in the second question. Good call.
Definitely favorite arc.
Favorite arc. It's actually interesting. Yo, they had a lot of good arcs, man.
They did,
dude. It's because I feel like the Great Naruto Bridge or the whatever one had Haku, that was so meaningful. Like that was a really meaningful arc to.
It was.
And then it was great to see, like, after the bridge was built and they called it the Great Naruto Bridge, is like, you really helped these people. Like, like you saw the work that he was going to do, how it has an effect, And he's like, I'm just a kid. And I thought my friend was going to die and I'm possessed by a fox. But tuning exam was absolutely fantastic. What was directly after the tune-in exams?
You gotta pick one, Argent. You got people.
All right. Sasuke Reku arc, man. Damn.
All right, there we go.
Can I go through my arcs?
No, God darn it, no. Time sensitive. It's like no, Jiraiya.
I'm probably gonna have to go with the tuning exam arc because there was just so much meat to it.
Nice. It had some great fights in that arc. All right, Cobalt. Yeah.
Skip me for a minute. Let me think about it because he already picked like the one that I would have picked.
You could pick the same one.
Double up, yeah.
But I need to pick something else because there's a couple others. Pass me up for right now.
All right, Latex.
I'm gonna have to go with the tuning exam, just because it got you invested in the characters and it started to show like what type of character development was in play, and that only grew from that point on.
Right.
But like that was where like you really get invested with everybody and start learning who everybody is and stuff like that.
Okay. No.
I've got to say, man, it's there's plenty of arcs that I would say is probably my favorite, but the one that always gets me, dude, is the racing. The one where they do the race. That's his first. That's not really his first instance where he meets someone that kind of had the same story between him and Aruka, where the kid was betrayed by his sensei.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was just the race, the one that had a race across the little islands and water.
Yeah,
that was at me, man.
Funny enough, that was the arc where Sasuke started getting resentful.
And it's just the fact that I'm not gonna moment that last little race, dude, where he's homeboy's ahead and he's trying to get there, and Naruto's just like, get it, and homeboy just starts running, dog, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna need a moment. Let me pause this.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
Talk about that. Look, it's okay for a minute. Okay.
All right, Risky.
No, it was just like run, Forrest, run.
All right, Risky, your favorite.
Which arc? Sorry, I'm not good with naming the arcs or anything. Like what? The arc where they actually were trying to set out to go rescue Sasuke.
Yeah, the rescue arc. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there were literal parts where you didn't know if they were gonna get out alive. Like, it's like it was this 10-year-old about to get bodied. Like, it left me with the question mark, dude.
All right, Kobo, you ready?
He just picked the one that I was gonna go with.
You can still pick it. God darn it, man! Like,
my reason is for Rock Lee's drunken boxing. And the rescue arc.
Yeah. There are some great fights in it, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, where you find out he's actually a drunken master?
Yeah, that was really good.
What was it? He drank sake?
No, he took a pill.
He drunk his medicine.
Yeah, he drunk his medicine or he took a pill or something.
Yeah,
I think because Guy gave him those, and he told him to be extremely careful. And I think the reason he told him to be extremely careful was because he was actually very good with them.
Totally spaced on that part. while I was watching that.
He actually Tsunade switched his medicine with her alcohol, and he accidentally grabbed it when he went to go to help him with the rescue.
So Tsunade gave him the wrong thing.
Yeah, because remember, Guy was talking about how he drank a tiny bit of sake and he's
That's why I thought it was sake. Okay. But I could have sworn they said sake.
Yeah, because Guy had a flashback of them when he got drugged previously. So,
that
was a great fight.
I'm going to be a little different. So, all right, for me, I'm going to be a little different here. Obviously, my favorite is going to be the rescue arc, but if I have to choose one other, which is an arc, but it's not really a big one. Oh no, it's a big one, but like not many people will probably choose it. The Tsunade arc, when they go get her to become, they're trying to travel to get her to become Hokage.
That was really good.
I say that one because it was a bunch of different high end battles, and it starts with a high end battle with Itachi versus Kakashi and them. Like Itachi was no joke.
Yeah,
that fight was, and that fight never got finished, and I was pissed. I was like, Itachi, give him that work.
Who team are you on, dog?
I'm on the side who's giving hands. If you giving hands, I'm rooting for you. If you ain't giving hands, I don't know what to tell you. Like you need to step your game up. Like it's all about the hands. And Itachi was giving hands. The funny thing was Itachi barely used his hands.
I can see someone watching football and switching jerseys.
No, Itachi was giving hands. Like that whole, like Itachi was weaving hand signs and nobody saw him. Like I don't know if y'all remember when he pulled out the shuriken, but he actually already did a hand sign to do an attack.
Yeah.
But like Kakashi only realized it because he had the Sharingan, but like there was no way to know. And he blew up his own shadow clone. Itachi was genius. Like
it's true. He's one of the coldest to ever come out of the Leaf Village. Ever.
For sure.
At age 13.
For sure. I mean, Orochimaru was scared of him, so what does that tell you?
Orochimaru's like, I don't want no smoke, big fella.
I would like him to be less mysterious.
Who, Itachi?
Like I like him. Yeah, I would just like to know more.
About who?
Itachi.
We learn more. We learn everything.
Go watch Shippuden.
Yeah, see, I haven't finished Shippuden. I'm slowly working my way through it.
Yeah, if you finish Shippuden, you learn everything there is to know about him.
Well, this is perfect. I only know Naruto.
So,
well, I mean, in Shippuden, you also get the Kakashi Gaiden arc. Where you find how he got his eye.
That too, yeah.
Very
well, how about you just don't just right there? I'm gonna stop you.
Well, we're not gonna tell you what happened. But
see, you just messed it up because he thought he was born with it. See, I don't messed him.
all right, so this is my last question, and I think this will definitely end it on a good note. If anybody has anything else to add before I do this question, say now or forever hold your peace.
I do got one thing to say.
Okay.
My overall reason why I think this anime is well worth watching is the intense character development that they give. You get to learn so much about almost every single character that you come across, and I love whenever you get you actually get to learn about things, and you know there's not a dead end that you're left wondering about.
Yeah,
like there are a few characters like that, but for the most part, they give it to you, and I love that.
Right. Okay.
The world building, like the way that they expanded the world and built upon it, and with that character development, it really brought a lot to the table. Like you knew about you knew far more about the world they lived in than in most animes you watch.
That's true. And especially like, first of all, when you first started, you didn't know how expansive their world really was. All you know was about the head of Leaf Village, and then you learn about the other villages.
Exactly.
And then it all starts to tie in. It's just really great. Then you learn like there's even more characters who was just as strong as these guys.
That I'm glad you brought that up, because that is one of its defining characteristics, is the character development in the series.
It's so great. Like, I don't know, off the top of my head, I can't really point one out that has, that intense. Like, maybe, like, Hunter x Hunter, yeah. But, like, besides those two, I don't know, I can't really think of one that has, that good of character development to where, like, from start to end, you get to see them grow to something that, from the beginning, they're nothing from what they, what you first viewed them as.
Mm-hmm.
You get to
and I love that.
I guess technically Bleach.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If you look at him from at the beginning towards the end, he's still the same dude. Whereas with Naruto, you actually see him grow up. Like, he looks older and handles himself far more mature at the end. So you see that character development actually happen. With Bleach, you see his character development, but he always remains the same.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, because and I don't want to go on to a tangent with it, but like with Bleach, he definitely found himself more when he found out about like his mom and dad. So there was character development in Bleach,
yeah,
but it wasn't like Naruto. I'll agree to that.
Yeah, you can't apples to oranges on that one for sure.
Yeah, once again we get to the point to where it's just like it's hard to compare.
Yeah,
it's just so vastly different.
All right.
See, I was gonna be like Dragon Ball. Goku had a bow staff. Now he's a god. Like,
hey, but he was good with that bow staff, all right.
The glow. No,
he's good with his hands too.
You saying the glow up? No, there was multiple glow ups for Goku and Vegeta. Multiple glow ups. If you were saying, you get a glow up every season. Like,
if there is one thing I can say before we wrap up, and that is, I am thankful for all of you good fellas here. I'm thankful for the Ideal Tone channel, and thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys.
Thanks for viewing.
Yeah, for sure. Glad to have you guys. And like I said, this is just part one, so let's wrap up part one.
Let's give us your last question.
Here we go. The most impactful scene for you in the original Naruto series. Most impactful. And
most impactful.
And forgive me if I don't hear everybody's answer, because I feel like I have to go to the bathroom. I have to pee. So I might step up for a second, but it will be in the stream.
I'm gonna try to be quick. I think the most impactful scene, I guess, is them Naruto and Sasuke like holding hands. Like, when they're like flashing back to when they were kids at the Valley of the End, where they're like doing the Rasengan and everything. That was pretty impactful, because it's like, oh man, this at the time when I was younger, I was like, wow, they're really good best friends. Wow.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna pass it along after that.
Right.
I have to think on this one. Give me a moment. I have to think really hard.
All right, next.
Yeah, me too.
Cobalt.
He's having trouble too.
I got mine.
There's several that are really good.
All right. Well, you want Latex to go first?
All right, go for it.
Whenever Rock Lee was beaten on the dummy or whatever until his hands were broken and battered, and he came back like just messed up, but like, it showed his commitment whenever he was like super young, like even after, they were basically saying he wasn't ever going to be able to do anything again,
Right.
But he went out there and trained still, and to see him doing that even in the state he was in, it hit me.
Okay. No.
I would have to say there's a lot of moments that impact me a lot, but I would have to say It has to do with Neji finding out what happened with his father. His, with the situation the way it was, he believed that they had a fate. And when he found out that his dad risked his life for the village, for his own brother, and not by what he was held to by his fate, that's like, there's many moments, but that one probably hit me the most. Like, he literally risked his life for the village and his brother and family.
Okay. Anybody else ready?
Yeah, I got mine.
All right. I'm sorry if I don't hear you right. I really got to pee. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So I'm gonna have to go with the Iruka's opening speech, like when, well, not necessarily. Yeah, it would have to definitely be the opening speech because, like, up until that, and then I know it's like the first episode, but it's the fact that, like, you knew right from the beginning that nobody appreciated or looked at Naruto in a positive manner. He literally had nothing, and then it was kind of like just seeing that he all of a sudden had one person, definitely, like there was that one person backing him up, and that's actually kind of what hooked me into the show, because I remember giving it a watch, and I was kind of like, at first I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about it, and then when I was kind of getting to the emotional part of it, like that definitely to me was a huge, like, emotional meat chunk that you got into. But yeah, that's I'd have to go with that. That's what hooked me into it.
All right, what I missed? Luckily, there's a bathroom downstairs in my living room. What I missed?
That's wonderful. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I went with the Ruka's opening speech.
Which one?
There's the episode when he was talking about Naruto and his youth and stuff, and how he was kind of dejected.
Yeah, because Naruto, from the way everyone treated him or acted towards him, like, he knew that nobody liked him. But it's like Iruka pointed out the good in Naruto. Like, even though, like, everyone knew there was bad, he pointed out that there was good. Okay. And he kind of helped Naruto see that, and that's what hooked me into the show. Like, that's what pulled me in and why I stayed all the way through.
Okay.
That also let you know, like, where he was coming from instead of, him just being a character.
Dude, it hit you hard.
And hit you quick.
Parents,
hit you quick.
Parents, like, he had nothing. Nobody, nothing.
All right. I guess I can go next.
Ezra, have you went?
No, Kobo and Ezra are the last.
Okay.
Risky,
sure.
Was you ready to go? I thought you said you wasn't.
I'm ready whenever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. For me, it would definitely be the same scene, and like where he says that, but on the opposite aspect for this or side, where he says where Naruto comes out, and what's impactful for me is how Naruto responds when he starts beating the snot out of the other dude. Everybody remember?
Yeah, like
he says, "You mess with my teacher, I'll kill you." Like that whole ending part, and especially when he summons all those shadow clones, was beautiful. Like that drew me in. I'm like,
it was because I was the only person that he had. It's like family to him.
Well, yeah, he realized
protect family at all costs.
Yeah.
So that was very impactful for me because, especially since, and then when you think about it, Iruka's like the Naruto's core.
Yes.
So yeah, that was that episode alone in itself. All right, Risky.
Mine would definitely had to be the whenever the third Hokage died, because it shows you the sacrifice a Hokage, like the leader of the Leaf Village, a Hokage is willing to take for his people, man.
Yeah, good choice. That was gonna be my choice.
Yeah, because from all of them, like even freaking the first Hokage, he fought Madara and everything. It had to make sacrifices.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They know when they take on the role what the job entitles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll eventually have to fight a fight you know you can't win, but you got to buy time any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was actually, I knew someone was gonna pick that one too, so I made sure to have a backup. Thankfully.
All right. What about you then, Kobo? What's your backup?
The death of Haku.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, that's...
That one.
Hold on, I gotta grab the tissues.
Even though she's the enemy, you see the impact it had. You feel bad for the opponent in that particular instance. You know, it was not totally unexpected, but it still hit you real hard, and it hit them hard. It changed their perspective of fighting. You know, they couldn't dehumanize their opponents, which you get in a lot of anime. You know. So I felt like that one really hit him hard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it showed that they were human, and they knew what they did. They didn't just take a life not knowing what they did.
That's true.
Yep.
And then I felt no, go. I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And it fed into that, and I like that. It just showed they were fighting for what they believed was good on both ends, or what was right, I guess.
And Zabuza, you really see his human side when he lays down slowly dying next to Haku.
Yeah, that was something that surprised me too, and that's why I actually think that's one of my favorite arcs, hands down, just because of just the humanity you see on the other side of the table. Like Zabuza is the characteristic view of an opponent in anime. You know, you see him as evil right out the gate, and then slowly you realize he's as human as the next person. You know,
right?
Yeah, I definitely like it. It stayed with me throughout the entire series. So yeah, that's my pick.
Boys, I felt like everybody chose some really impactful episodes or scenes. That was some good stuff right there, literally. I'm glad I asked that one.
Yep.
Definitely glad I asked that one.
All good questions today.
For sure. All right, well, I guess we should wrap it up.
That's why I'm here.
Great anime. We could talk about this all day.
We could. We definitely could. But this is part 1. And literally, I hope that I can get all of you back again for part 2. Part 2, this will be a continuation. We will be moving into Shippuden at this point. So we'll be skipping the whole gap and everything. We'll be going more in depth about the characters themselves. And Shippuden obviously was longer, so there were more arcs, more character development, more things that are definitely more in depth. And we get
more world building.
The Great Ninja War, the last Great Ninja War. Yeah,
I'm gonna be real with you. That's why I'm thinking about doing a part 4, because I feel like the Great Ninja War is something entire and wrapped up in itself. Like that's something that could be broken down in one episode.
You really gonna have to make me go back and read that whole thing all over again.
So this is what we'll do. We'll come once we establish a day for everybody. Let's do part 2. Let's do Shippuden all the way up into the Ninja War. But we'll stop there and we'll cut it off and we'll do Ninja War as part 3.
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
I'm in.
All right.
I gotta go back and reread it, but I'm in.
Dink,
Finish it.
now it's time.
If I don't finish it, do it without me.
All right. Well, you could. Well, you could be a part of part 2, definitely.
Series take place in Shippuden, Dink.
I think Dinky could definitely be a part of part 2. Part 3 might be a little iffy if he doesn't catch up in time. But other than that, cool. Glad everybody could be here. as always, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Give your thoughts on what we talked about. If you have a different opinion or you agree with anything we say, please leave that in the comments. And don't forget to show some love to everybody who's here. Show some love to Argent. He has his own little bit of a podcast. Well, not a little bit. His own podcast. Sorry, I don't know why I said a little bit. I'm getting a little sleepy. He has his own podcast called The Blur Bar.
Blur Bar.
It's very good. I've listened to it myself. Very entertaining. Man. Yeah, man. Of course. Definitely show some love. Hopefully, I get to be on there and get my 2 cents one day.
Oh, you already know. You already know.
Definitely show love to my boy Jiraiya6. Great videos. He has a Twitter. You can follow him on YouTube. His videos are hilarious. I mean hilarious. The last video he recently put out was actually with you guys know him already because you guys see him in the stream here and there. King Cryptid for Phasmophobia, right?
Yeah.
That
all the spooky ghost stuff.
Yeah, they did Phasmophobia. And when I tell you they were girling, they were girling. Next, definitely show some love for Cobalt70. He has his own YouTube as well as his website where he does shirt designs. He does intro designs. And as you already know, he did my intro, which I do at the beginning of every stream. Definitely show him some love. What's the exact website, Cobalt?
Cobalt7.com.
Okay, cool. Simple and easy. Definitely catch my boys Risky and Latex on streams. Latex does some crazy stuff on Twitch. If you see him, if he's live on Twitch and he's playing a game, especially a competitive game, yeah, he's gonna be doing something different and out of this box. Literally. If I'm not mistaken, Latex, you were one of the first people to solo clear the Destiny 2 dungeon back in the day for Crota?
On Warlock, yes.
Yes. Okay. Definitely. So, and Risky and both Risky and Jiraiya, and I think Null all play Ark, and they got a whole village and everything, and they be doing some crazy stuff. I just love hearing them talk about it. I haven't played Ark myself, but the stories they be telling me is really dope.
Dragons.
He just comes left field with dragons.
So many dragons.
Risky, I know Jiraiya does, but Risky, have you been streaming Ark when y'all play, or?
No, I haven't set up my Twitch yet. I need to though.
Okay, and no, what about you, man?
I'm my own show, bro. But hey, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Noel's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of all of us. Hopefully he joins us again. But yeah, I really enjoyed having you guys here. I really enjoyed having a bigger number than we usually have. That means this is getting fun, and always been fun, but it's getting funner. And I enjoyed the discussions and everything. And
always,
especially when we get heated, we get heated. We were like, I don't. Did you really say that?
Yeah,
you've been judged.
Bring up GT. We'll just leave GT alone.
Oh, I'm not. I didn't even bring up GT. You brought up GT. Don't bring up GT in this party.
All right, good night, everybody.
Oh gosh. All right. But without further ado, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I just made it known. Catch you guys for part 2. All right.
Bye-bye.